Hey Simmers, welcome back. The Sims team recently dropped an update for The Sims 4. Most of it is for The Sims 4 Horse Ranch, but there are also a couple of base game and growing together fixes in there as well. So what's been covered in the game update? Let's get into it. First, I'll run you through how to install the newest Sims update. Should automatically update for you, but if it does not, what you need to do is check for the updates through the EA app or Origin if you play on Mac. If you have automatic updates enabled, as I said, should automatically download through your client program. If you play The Sims 4 on Xbox or PS4, PS5, you can request a new update by checking for updates under the Sims 4 game tag. If you have mods or custom content, once the game is updated, it will probably disable all of your mods and scripts after you launch The Sims 4 after the update. You'll want to make sure that all of your mods have been updated to be compatible with the bug fix update. And once you've done that, and once you've updated all of your mods, you can re-enable them under mods and custom content settings option in the menu, select settings, and then under the other option, you'll find the enable custom content and mods option. Check that and then restart your game again in order for it to take effect. So let's go ahead and go into the Sims 4 patch notes. Now, the update was on the 3rd of August, 2023. The PC version is 1.99.305.1020, and the Mac version is 1.99.305.1220. And for console, the version is 1.79.25. And Sim Guru Joanna has written the patch notes note this time around, and she says, "Howdy Simmers, we hope you're having yourself a rootin' tootin' good summer or winter for our friends in the Southern Hemisphere. The crew is super excited for the Sims 4 Horse Ranch expansion pack to finally be out in the world, and we've loved seeing your fantastic horses and homesteads. One teammate was telling us about a young stallion she had growing up named Starbuck. He was feisty and seemed a bit too wild to some folks. However defiant Star folks seem to be, though, our teammate shared a special bond with him that was unmatched, despite him being more than happy to take an apple from anybody. We hope you create your own special bonds with your horses in the game. We have a few ranch maintenance Sims 4 update patch notes to share, so kick up your boots and settle in." So let's continue and go through these bug fixes. We're going to go through the base game improvements first. So they have fixed 5 different things with the base game. There is a female outfit with a fold-over sweater that now keeps its hands to itself when the camera was far away. Previously, it had some issues with visual tearing, and the sweater was literally like all over the place when you zoomed out too far. So they fixed that, thankfully. Circular roofs once again have shingles that lay properly. Again, that was a graphical glitch. Glad to know that's been fixed. L-shaped stairs that are 2 or more tiles wide will no longer have a misplaced triangular section on the side, which is good for builders. Floor and ceiling pattern names have been updated since they now apply to both. Try them out for painted ceilings if you've not already. I've covered that in a previous video. Check out my YouTube video library to find that. Then finally, they fixed lessons about camera controls. The lessons now have images that include the updated free camera. If you haven't tried it out yet, use it to check out ceilings that you can now customize. And the way that you do that is in build mode. You can now hit the tab key on your keyboard, which will put you into free camera mode, just the same as you can in live mode, which is an awesome feature that they've added to build mode. It makes building a lot easier. Moving on to growing together fixes, there's just one. The Screen Smarts moodlet that children get for watching the Brainchild Learning Television channel now has text in all languages. And now for the updates that you've been waiting for. Horse Ranch patch notes. In live mode, there's been a lot of fixes. Dazed newborn foals that are fed an age-up treat now become adults who maintain their horseness when going on rides so they don't walk upright like Sims do. Sims occasionally were stuck staring into space while starting activities such as eating or cooking. It turns out that this was a possible side effect of going home from another location via ride home. No longer. Sims can now enjoy their post-ride meal. Sims on horseback who select a community job from the ranch community board now remain mounted in most cases when heading to the job. For people who started new games in Chestnut Ridge, Emily now only recommends affordable starter lots, which is good. The welcome wagon no longer sometimes overstates its welcome because nothing says welcome to the neighborhood like a bladder mishap on the porch. Ask about the community on Chestnut Ridge resident now consistently shows the neighborhood ranch community board when selecting view board. And horses that are uncomfortable now shake their head less frequently while trotting or cantering, which was a bit immersion breaking. Glad that they've fixed that. To learn more about how a horse is feeling, just hover over the cursor over the horse or ask an unhappy horse what's wrong. I have to admit, I love that what's wrong feature. A few more fixes in Horse Ranch Live mode. Horses now move more naturally while walking, trotting, and cantering, which is a good immersion fix. Horses running around for fun now run in more direct paths and avoid running through gates, which is awesome. Nothing breaks immersion more than watching a horse literally run through a gate. Horses now are less likely to loop through gates, which is another nice fix. When engaging the camera autofollow on the active sim who is riding on a lot with walls set to medium or tall, the rider now remains firmly mounted instead of skyrocketing above the world. Nice to see that they fixed that. Sims are better off exploring worlds from the relative safety of the saddle and not from outer space. Sims keep their hands on the reins when the horse moves on his or her own. Sims making nectar will no longer freeze up when another sim uses certain greetings with them or when making jokes about body hair. It's just a neighborly hello with jokes on hold until after the nectar is made now. The mysterious rancher now pays the full amount of simoleons when a sim sells multiple bottles of nectar at once. Previously, he was not doing this. He was only paying for one bottle. Selecting hire ranch hand on a ranch community board and then switching to a child now shows the initial sim's phone interface after selecting call to hire ranch hand. And the final few live mode horse ranch patches, horse training options that the sim cannot afford, now has a tooltip that correctly states the sim's name. Sims who are not Father Winter no longer travel to locations such as the Equestrian Center via fireplaces. Chimney transportation is reserved. Sims can now enter only a one-horse competition at a time. This prevents horses from sometimes getting confused and staying in the Equestrian Center. Sims who lose an elder horse, friend, or acquaintance to death, or who witness one passing, now have a morning horse moodlet. On horse jumps, practice advanced jumps now kicks up dust from the ground properly when the horse knocks off the top rail. It wasn't doing this previously, which kind of broke immersion a little bit. Now it's fixed, thankfully. When selling mini goats or mini sheep in rapid succession, the chance of one being left behind and invisible is lower now. If you encounter this bug, save the game and reload it, and it should resolve the issue. The lots that you can visit no longer have the place-animal interaction, so there's no chance of you accidentally leaving your mini goats or mini sheep behind on a lot that is not yours. Sniff and nuzzle interactions with foals and adult horses no longer occasionally contort the sim's arms, which is a bug that is in so many interactions. I'm glad they fixed it for at least one of them. Hopefully they'll fix the arm contortion issue for all the rest coming up. Looking at you, infant carrier bug. Manure and poop is more performant at the gameplay engine level. They've polished the fertilizer powerhouse. I am so sorry. I did not write the patch notes. And finally, horses in locked and enclosed spaces who otherwise cannot get to the edge of the lot now can be sold successfully. There have been a few fixes in build mode as well. The Rustin Chic table lamp can now live a life independent of walls. It now slots onto the typical horizontal surfaces rather than snapping to walls, which was a very odd bug. Glad to see that they've fixed that. Paddock fencing and sturdy ranch fencing can now be built with rounded corners, which is pretty cool. Rancher's Dream Windows black design is now fully black instead of the slightly brownish, grayish off-black that it was. And Cormac Pine Inn Table's white design now has a white swatch, which is nice to see. And in Create a Sim, they've fixed a variety of things. Selecting a pre-made shape for a horse's head now preserves the mane and tail color and any feathers, which are the hair that surrounds or covers the horse's hooves. And they've added a little bit of trivia here. Did you know in real life that the Arabian's concave head profile is described as dish-shaped and muzzles with a convex profile are called a Roman nose. Interesting bit of trivia. Horses now are fully visible after undoing accessories, while the coat color and pattern section is still highlighted. No more invisible horses. Pre-made face shapes for Sims were missing for games that had Horse Ranch and not werewolves. They're now back. Clan outfits for foals now include mane and forelock selection, which is nice. Foals now have better framing in the gallery. After all, who can resist that cute face? And you have to admit the foals' faces are absolutely adorable in the game. The English riding outfit, EP14 riding dressage _logo blue LT, now shows up with the feminine filter. The fringe jacket fringed _solid brown, now tucks into bottoms properly. And the jumpsuits category for the masculine filter no longer includes a few errant tops. And finally, the Boomtown Maverick-styled look no longer has 2 errant color swatches. Glad to see they fixed all of those issues. So my friends, what are your thoughts on the latest Sims 4 update? Are you still getting any of these bugs, or have they all been solved for you in your game? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you found this video useful, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Sims 4 news videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching, my friends, and I'll catch you in the next video.